If you love decorating your porch for fall, as well as your garden, come along with me as we take a look at the Dollar Tree to see the decor that they have there. And we'll also take a look at some of the gardening supplies that are great for the season ahead. If you've never been here before, my name is Marlene. Welcome to my home and garden channel. Now let's take a look to see what they have. So the first thing that caught my eyes as I entered the door were these scarecrows, and what says fall more than scarecrows in the garden and on your porch. They were $5 a piece, and they were 60 inches in height, which means that's 5 feet, a little taller than me. I'm sorry, a little shorter than me. The next thing that they had was these lanterns, which are really, really nice. I think they're very stylish. They have a metal on top, and it looks like wood at the bottom. And you can see they had different sizes. Over here, they had these really cute little lanterns. I thought they were very stylish. They also had some bird feeders over here. And it's so good to have them, for the birds as they're migrating south, as well as the ones that decide to stick around. And those were going for $5 a piece. And over here, the lanterns, let's see how much those were going for. They were going for $5. And bear in mind, guys, the evenings are shorter, so that means it gets dark really quickly as we enter into the fall season. So it's good to have these light sources outside so we can enjoy the outdoors a little bit longer, or just have a nice, warm, relaxing glow while the weather permits. So I think that's an excellent choice right there. Over here, these ones are $3, but the smaller ones are for $3 and the larger ones were for $5. So you can mix and match, the sizes that you think will work best for you. And I just really like how they look. And you can always get these. These are the little candles, the ones that are they use little batteries. You can choose the ones that fits the size best for you. These were $5 for a pack of 3, which I thought was pretty reasonable. Over here, they had some woodpecker dough. So some of the woodpeckers migrate, some of them don't. So either way, this will help them on their flight down to the south, or if they're sticking around. Over here, they had some post caps lights, and they also had some lanterns. You can stick your candle in there. That's what you prefer. And they also had some lanterns that had the same electrical type candles inside, which is safe. Those are good. So I definitely prefer to have those, on my porch or patio, as the case may be. Over here, they also had some welcome mats, and I like to have the coir mats. I think they are so versatile. They're good to, layer. They also had some of the garden hats. If you never got one in the summer or spring, now is a good time to get them. And these are some of the other mats that they had. Very colorful, very seasonal. You can see these are going for $6. And of course, you can also layer them with a plain one or a striped one or even a plaid one below. And you have different patterns depending on the color scheme that you're working with. And I think it definitely says fall. These were some pumpkins down here if you wanted to put those in your decor for $5. And these neutrals right here to cover your, like your patio seats or your rockers. The neutrals go really well with the colors of fall. And look at these guys. Number 2, I think really has my eye. That's my favorite in all of these. And over here, that one is very, farmhouse style, which is kind of like the way I tend to go in my decor for outdoors. And they're just so colorful and so seasonal. This one right here, the apple one, that could go like over a door or maybe over like a bench if you have a bench on your porch like I do. But I think this one is my favorite in that kind of horizontal shape. And down here they had some garlands. You can see how those are looking right there, as well as some yardsticks. These sunflowers definitely say that summer is winding up and we are heading into the fall season. So just to give you an idea, and they're just so easy to stick in a little spot and they work really well. And this is a ton of garlands that they have here. And I just love these wonderful bright colors. You can like wrap them around your post columns. You can frame out areas with them. You can wrap them around your wreaths. It just depends on what you want to do. Just to show you, they also have the more neutral colors, because some people I know they prefer more neutrals for fall. It just depends on, how you're working with your color scheme, but that one's available as well too. And you can also see they have that one more kind of like a folksy, if that's the right word, type of look if you're wanting those made of, fabric, how they tie them and knot them together. But it definitely says fall to me. And down here now, there's another one, bright colors that I prefer to use when I'm doing my fall decor. You can see how much these are going for. And they also had some ribbons if you're wanting to make wreaths for yourself. And bear in mind, guys, a lot of these items are not $1.25 anymore. It's good when you see them, but they're not all like that. These ones are some door hangers right here. So you can, if you make your wreath, whether you buy or you make yours, like I do, you just put them over the door and you can hang your wreath on there. And they're pretty much good to go. They give it a nice pop as opposed to the standard ones that they have. You can see that these were for $1.50. So definitely check on the prices, guys. You know, they are changing these days. These are not so much for your porch or for your garden, but they're a nice addition to maybe your kitchen or a mud room or something like that. That gives you, you know, that warm, nice fall feeling. You want to make recipes, have apple cider. So it kind of like brings the season in. So I thought I'd show you those as well. And they're showing you like a little bit of a kind of a recipe, I suppose, in how you can make those things. This was a garland right here. This one was for $3, but this one, it has a lot more going on. It's longer, and it has not just the leaves, it also has the sunflowers on there, those warm fall colors. So this is a good one too if you're looking for something to, you know, just outline a space. You can join them together. And they had lots of floral picks, you know, with that same fall theme there again. And I make my own wreath, like I was saying, time and time again. You just snip them off a little bit, stick them in the grapevine wreath, because I have two standard grapevine wreaths, and I just change them out season after season. You don't have to glue them in, just cut them, stick them in, and form whatever you like. And that way you make it your own. It's something that only you alone would have. No one else is going to have it. So definitely worth a try if that's something you're wanting to do. And I think I'll link below for you previous video I did years ago that shows you how I made one. These are really lovely right here. I like them. Easy little table toppers for your porch. You just put them on top and that's all that you need. That takes care of everything as far as that little spot goes. Or you can, you know, mix and match them with other things. And just to show you the variety of them, that they had like different colors depending on what you're working with. So there is something for everyone. These ones, very, very simple. $1.50 is what these ones are going for. Similar situation there again. You see, they say 150 unless otherwise specified. So, you know, you want to take a look to see what they're going for. And these are some metal pumpkins. Some people, they'll wrap like different things around them and style them the way that they want. You can use garlands. You can use, you know, just different materials to cover them. And these are some leaves that they had over here. So if you're wanting to, like, you know, just put a little sprinkle of leaves, you have those, as well as the chair back covers right there. And these caught my eye. I think that these are so, so nice. These were going for $7, like your milk jug and, you know, your pitcher. And of course, a little wheelbarrow. And this would be so cute if you were to fill it in with like little small pumpkins and leave it on your porch. I think it is so stylish and I love it. Those were for $7 for each of those that you're seeing right there. And I think they're definitely worth it. Very, very fall-like, very autumn. And then over here now, these were some garden stakes. And my friend Miss Carol, she had used some of these last year and I featured her front porch. You can see how gorgeous they are for $7. They certainly add a pop right there. These leaf cones are a little bit more expensive. And I'm guessing it's the way they're made, also because they're joined together. They're kind of like little lights. You can string them along, so that would be why it costs so much. Over here we have some of these little statuaries. You can put them in your garden if they're, you know, they'll fit the space, or just on your patio, depending on what you're wanting to do. And this one extends into Thanksgiving. If you do decorate for that season, you can see how much that was going for. So over here now, they had some lanterns that are already decorated for you, because you can always decorate your own, but sometimes they'll do them for you. So it just depends on how you want to go about it. These ones are kind of like some carved pumpkins, if you're into that. You know, they have different colors to suit your needs depending on, you know, your color scheme. And these are a little bit more glam if you're into that type of thing. I personally myself am more of a farmhouse type. You know, I like that type of a more garden-like look. And they had some blankets over here. So let's say you decorated and you wanted to just put one over on your rocker, you know, your rocking chair, or maybe on your little bench. Like I have a bench on mine. You can grab one of these and just get it in your right color scheme. Moving on to the gardening part now, guys. So over here now, these are some little stackable planters. And this basically would be like for starting seeds. You know, if you're starting seeds, cool weather seeds, you could put them in those. And you also have some other larger containers as well there too. This one right here, I really, really love this one. I think this would be perfect for a nice, maybe like a burgundy colored, or maybe even a white chrysanthemum for the season. These were going for $5. Really, really nice. I just love the color on that one. And like for a more neutral tone, these would be great for like your bulbs, you know, like you're planting like daffodils, tulips, and all of that. But just be sure you put a hole in the bottom, because as you can see, they don't come with holes. Just wanted to take a moment, guys, to invite you, if you've never subscribed to my channel before, to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell twice so you never miss an upload. We have a wonderful community of gardeners here, and we exchange ideas, and you know, it's really wonderful to just work together that way. Also to say, if you really wanted to support my channel, additionally, we have merchandise here with the fall theme on. You could just click on the little bag that says shop, or go over to my main channel page and go to the tab that says shopping. Over here now we have some little rakes. And of course, as you know, guys, once you get into the fall season, those leaves start falling, so we have to rake them out. And that's, of course, if you're in a tropical area, that would not be the case. But for those of us in cooler climates, that's what we have to deal with. And those are some smaller, like little hand rakes that you can use. Maybe you just have a raised bed that you want to clear out. That's a cultivator right there. So it just depends on how much you have going on, what you're working with. These were some cloches right here. These are good to protect your plant from frost, or maybe if you're just doing, say, winter sowing, you can always, when you sow in the winter, you can just cover them over with this, and this is going to offer some additional protection. So no harm in getting them now, because sometimes if you don't get them when you see them, you go back and they're no longer available. And these were some little clay pots right here. Similar situation again to start planting your seedlings out, or just to hold them until you're ready for them. What I did really want to show you though was this garden spade right here, kind of like a little trowel. It has the markings on there, so it's going to tell you how deep to plant, how deep you're going as far as planting your bulbs. And I love that they're narrow. So this video, I did this quite a few years ago. It's still good. It's still doing well, still getting views and everything. I will link it at the end or the description box for you. It's a very, very, I'd say, comprehensive way of planting bulbs, especially for beginners. Over here now they had some seeds. And if you are not in a tropical area, then it might not be the time for you to be planting these right now. But again, there were four for the price of one. So I would get them and just put them away, because once spring comes around, you're going to want to have your seeds, and they may not again be available, because sometimes there's a shortage of seeds when you need them. So it's good to buy them and put them down until you're ready. And just take a look at the growing zones on the back. So you'll see, like when you would plant them based on whatever growing zone you're in. And if you're not sure what that is, you can always just put in your zip code and see what it says. Speaking about that too, this recent video that I did talked about perennials that they had at Lowe's, not sponsored, as well as some clearance items, what not to buy at this time. So you can check that out. I'll link it at the end for you so you can have that information. And it was really good to see some of the things that they had, but also to be cautious about what you're doing there. These bales of hay I thought were a little bit pricey. I didn't want to show them to you. Still, they were going for $10. I think it's a little high. And this is not sponsored, guys. I just always want to show you what's out there so you can make some really good choices as far as your gardening goes, as far as decorating your porch for the different seasons, just so you can have some good ideas. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for those that continue to, come back and watch my videos, for sharing them out, for my previous and present channel members. Thank you so much. Every little that you do, I appreciate it. Definitely helps to go a long way. Let me know which one was your favorite, guys. Which did you prefer of all the things that you were seeing there? And tell me if you started to decorate for fall already, if you typically wait until you get further in the season, or you're one of the early starters. Thanks so much for watching. Happy gardening. Happy porch decorating. See you in the next one. Take care.